Hello there, Bick Benedict here. We're playing Gears of War Judgment, and this is my 3 Stars Declassified Insane Difficulty Guide and Walkthrough. We're currently on Act 3-7. It is entitled Elliot's Mansion, and it's probably one of the hardest chapters so far. In fact, this chapter and the next chapter are very difficult. This chapter, for more legitimate reasons, though, the Fortress chapter of Coles is just complete ridiculousness. I did want to mention what I'm coming into this stage with, as I believe I mentioned at the end of the last chapter. I've got the boom shot and the bushka. The boom shot turned out to be really good. Having the bushka is not really anything special. And sometimes the boom shot can be a hindrance too, because most of my deaths on this, unfortunately, come from me trying to kill enemies at too close of range and the boom shot killing the enemy and me at the same time. If you just want to know the honest truth, that's what happens the majority of times, and it's really, really fucking infuriating. But this is another section where you're helping out the bot, protecting him, and this is just it's difficult just to complete it. It's not the bot or anything that causes problems, although if his HP does get into the red and he dies, obviously you're going to fail, but his health regenerates between the waves anyway, so if he's in the red on one wave, if you get to another checkpoint, he'll be back in the green. So I believe that's how it works. And this part is mainly difficult because of the last checkpoint, because it's asking quite a lot of you, and there's just a lot of things happening all at once. And I do have to say, though, that for as many times as these defense sections get the checkpointing wrong, in my opinion, this is how I think it should work, where you set everything up and then you press select when you're ready, and then it saves it, and then that just locks in everything that you've done. It doesn't always work like that on the defense sections. It will checkpoint before the timer starts. But of course, if you set things up and you're dissatisfied, you're going to be stuck with what you loaded into that checkpoint. But it's better than it usually is about having the checkpoint before the timer. So that's a secret room right there. The statue's eyes, when they're blue, you can interact with it starting on this wave, and you can go in there. So this wave over here is not too bad. There is a turret that I placed over to the left from where I'm at right now. The bot's not over there currently, but he's gonna be over there in the later waves. But this really is, it's just about doing it. Although there was one time that I did complete it and I did not get all the stars, so that was really infuriating as well. However, it doesn't checkpoint it immediately when you finish, so you can reset the checkpoint. But I had to redo the previous chapter anyway and get back to where I wanted it, because when you don't set up things right, and you're just reloading and having to do multiple things over again every time, and just a monotony of drudgery, it's just never fun. So I find it's better just to redo content. And starting on the next wave, though, there's going to be a couple of grub holes that spawn down below, like actually almost right where I'm aiming right now. You see where the Gears of War omen is on that column down there? It's close to right over there, and there's one on the other side of it too. So I would definitely implore you to have the boom shot available on hand when you get the next checkpoint, And it's not going to immediately checkpoint either. It's going to have a 30-second countdown and then it checkpoints. So it gives you plenty of time to change your mind and get everything the way you want it. I did some what would you call it? Spawn manipulation on the last checkpoint as well, because you either get blood mounts or you don't, and I hate fighting the blood mounts. They're too wild, they're crazy, and they're difficult to contain. So every time I would reload twice to get back to the better spawn. Anyway, though, once you do see that 30 seconds, you're going to want to make sure that you decide where you want to sit and checkpoint yourself as sitting, because they're going to start you there every time. And sitting right here where I'm at right now would actually be a pretty decent spot to stand. In fact, I would recommend it. I'm gonna be hunkering down on the other side, on the left. Well, it's hard to say that, where that is, but where I do sit down and checkpoint myself as sitting, it was a little inconvenient to seal the holes, but I did it on purpose because I wanted to be right in front of the area where I knew one of them spawned. So it's not that bad, actually. They give you plenty of time. Here we go. Now, just be aware. I don't know how much of a reduction in the enemies you can have with sealing these holes early, but just beware. If you are sealing these holes early, like I'm gonna do, there's a potential that you're gonna have fewer enemies to fight, and that could jeopardize your star ranking. So just make sure that you've got plenty of ribbons and everything beforehand. But do you see right where I'm aiming right now? Right over there, there's a hole that spawns right over there. As soon as you see the dust cloud, you can shoot your boom shot over there. The boom shot works better than the bushka. So there's a hole there. Sometimes there's one of the one-shotters that spawns back there. But this is just such chaos and randomness. You never know what's gonna be in front of you to deal with, or behind you, or whatever. But the other hole, I was a little late in getting to it, but it's right over here. I think I missed the first try, but it's right. You can actually see the dust drifting up from the hole. It's right in there. See that? Now, I don't know if that jeopardizes how many enemies you fight, because I think you fight a fair amount anyway, but I wanted to get those ribbons. And these butchers are just fucking bastards. They take 3 hits with the bushka. It's ridiculous. But they're a lot better than the blood mounts. So I'm gonna recommend that make sure that you have the either the boom shot, or actually the sawed-off shotgun is fantastic for the berserkers. I actually stumbled upon it when I was dealing with them. It's down below. If you go down the stairs right near where I am, take a left. It's behind the stairs. There's a sawed-off shotgun. You could really put the berserkers down fast. And what I would recommend too is having all of your grenades, and possibly save one of the onyx caches if you can, to refill your boom shot or your sawed-off or your scorcher, because you are going to have to obtain a scorcher and use it to burn the berserkers to the point where they can be damaged. And then if after you've done that you grenade tag them by throwing grenades at them, you don't want to just run up to them and place grenades on them. This is not Gears of War 1 where you have to do that, or the earlier games. You could actually just throw grenades at people and they stick. It's perfect. I really like that. The Declassified adds these one-shotters. I forgot to mention that. Sorry about that. There's just a couple of one-shotters that spawn on these fights. So at a given time, you're going to spawn the berserkers. There's going to be a cutscene, but there's no checkpoint. So if you die, you have to redo a lot of content. And then what's going to happen is there's going to be a pair of Berserkers that you have to kill, and there's also going to be like 4 or 5 Scorchers that are going to attack the bot. They're not much of a threat to it, but you know, you need to kill them to get their weapon. And it is nice to have an Onyx cache to refill the Scorcher if you can. Just because it can be safer sometimes to just you know, go to a familiar place where you know you can get a full refill of the Scorcher rather than having to potentially put yourself in harm's way. Now this thing down here got stuck a couple of times when I was doing this, so if you can, just take advantage of it. If I get too close to him, he'll actually move. I know that from a previous encounter, but I'm not gonna fuss with him. Okay, so we got the cutscene right there, and you actually saw those enemies spawn. So here are these Scorchers, and again, you need to take their weapon and burn them to the point where they are glowing with that dark ember-like glow, and then you want to hit them with whatever you can, preferably the strongest thing you can. And if you want to burn them and then continue to burn them with the Scorcher, that's not a bad idea either, because they are really weak to fire, but you're gonna consume more of the resource that you need to damage them. So I do it and I don't do it. What I like to do though is grenade tag them, because they have a ton of life. Just a ton. But if you grenade tag them, if you use the boom shot, the sawed-off shotgun, and things of that nature, they'll go down much faster. But goddamn, I really hate dying to the boom shot so many times. It's all my fault. I know I'm not blaming the game for that, but I hate the fact that it's such a deadly weapon to use. And you will have a couple of drones circulating around too, so just be careful. They don't spawn indefinitely either. But the sawed-off shotgun is down here. I'll show you where it is next time I come down here. And see, these guys kind of just stand around the bot, damaging it really by slow degrees. But just keep killing them. Keep, you know, you don't want to run out of the Scorcher. It could, you know, it could cause you to have to reset. Here we go. I get really close up to them when I have to throw these grenades, but it's well worth it. So I'm out of the boom shot, so I've got to have something to shoot them with. So I picked up the Lancer. And setting up those turrets and setting up the tripwire crossbow, it's really not that necessary. What I was focusing on was just sealing those holes, and just making sure I was in a good position when I got to the checkpoint, so I wouldn't have to move around too much. And yeah, definitely go for it. I didn't know there was a sawed-off shotgun down there, but it's probably one of the best things to use on them, I would imagine. Oh, that was really close. I hate these things. And I hate these chapters. I really hate... I'm sorry to have to insert my opinion about it so much, but I fucking hate these chapters. These defense chapters. I don't know what to do. There's just so much... There's so many things that you could do. So many places you can go. So many things you could do. I kind of get flustered about my objective. You know? But as long as the bot's okay, don't worry about him. Just take care of the Berserkers, because they've got to be killed to progress. Just keep your Scorcher filled up. Try to get the active on it if you can, because if you get the active on it, you'll extend the reach of the Scorcher. So that's definitely a good thing. But I've put these things down really fast with grenade tagging and booms. And for some reason, they have a lot of life. And in case you're wondering, you can't damage them unless you burn them. Your bullets will just deflect off of them. It is nice, though, that once you start burning them, they get staggered, so they're not going to always charge you, which is a little reassuring. And down here, yeah, I just came across this down here. This actually finished off the fight, and I was glad to find this, but I wish that I had known about it earlier. Yeah, having them get staggered is really comforting, plus the fact that they don't, they're not going to just charge at you constantly. I thought this guy was dead over here. You really have to be careful when you're going around corners, too. Really be careful. Yeah, but damn, this sawed-off shotgun. I really wish I had known about it sooner. And that's all you have to do. Once he's finished, or she finished, that's all you've got to do. I will see you in the next act. This has been Act 3. I will see you in the 4th act. Until then, please take care.
We had the launch codes and we left. I was surprised. I kind of liked a few of the mansions I saw today. Maybe when this is all over, I'll take one for myself. Who's left to say no?